Why does it seem so much darker today? Be strong. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. ICCT was easy monies, by the way. That thing had some really good support. JNVR, BJDX, SUNE, and then a whole bunch of other names. And then the S&P obviously is just garbage. Garbage. Chris, good morning. Saeed, good morning. Alan. Money's Treasury Secretary. Good morning, Alan. TM, good morning. Azul, Ayo, good morning. MCK, good morning. Welcome to Discord. Brian, good morning. Tony, good morning. Chill, good morning. Grunt, good morning. John, good morning. Lizzie, good morning. Diaz, good morning. Shaftman, good morning. Diego, legend level email. Jay, good morning. Let's make some monies, please. Devrin, good morning. Jericho, good morning. Good morning, Dugan. Raven, Ayo, AK, Ayo, River, good morning. CM, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Shima, good morning, good morning. Spy is garbage. Garbage, Archer. Garbage. Only down. Zaylee, good morning. Mayhem, good morning. Techie, good morning. Archer, good morning. T, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Let me go back to ICCT because I was excited. Excited to make some monies when the markets are going to the abyss. BJDX is holding that 200 EMA really well, so that's a good thing, right? So as long as it stays above that 200, that was actually a perfect retest, by the way. That was a perfect retest after the run. Perfect retest if anybody got into it. Any IPOs today? No. Tomorrow. Tomorrow was the other expected IPO. 2 minutes watching at the open. Sounds good. So BJDX I like. Soon is trying to potentially go back down and retest the 239 cents. Right, BJDX, like I said, it looks good. It's bouncing up the 200 EMA. Next resistance for this one, it seems to be closer to. Yeah, I put this line here because of this last consolidation. So, but it kind of looks like that line is acting as a an annoying level. So anywhere from $9 to 930 resistance for that thing. JNVR, obviously again, these guys had news, right? So JNVR soars after former cracking executive buys majority stake, right? So they had some really good news this morning, and the stock cooked 250% gap up, right? So solid breakout above $10, ran all the way to 1620, which is nice. So let's see if it has any more juice left after the market opens. If not, other names will take over, like BJDX. ICCT I really like this morning just because you can look to the left hand side and you can see the support. Like it's been holding this level, 630 level all morning, and it's run a few times up this level. And it did the same thing last week, right? Like I said last week, the first time we posted this stock, it was at 60 something cents. Now it's playing with $7, right? So it's not one of those pump and dumps, gone in a day. So that's a good thing. Anyone else playing around with AI bots? Yeah. La 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 la. Perfect. Humble, good morning. Dan, Ayo, good morning. M, good morning. Mike, how many L's in spy? You might as well just spell spy with an L now. Spy spelled with an L. Let me take a look at a rep. I wanted to pull it up and I just completely forgot. Completely forgot. When it comes to a rep, again, like we said last week, right? If these guys do an offering and the stock stays above $10, it has a chance, right? So they've obviously done the offering and it stayed above $10. It's had a few runs. It kind of has the vibe that it's not done yet, So we're gonna keep an eye on it. Wizard, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Bradley, good morning. At this point, Dan, they might as well just take it to the OTC, Yeah, garbage is by. uh, Sky, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Kimbella, good morning. Rich, good morning. LeBon, good morning. Good morning. If I've missed you, hopefully you had a good weekend, rested and good to go. Alrighty. Let me just add. Okay, let's see. Garbage. Okay. What else do we like here? So yeah, at some point, if a rep can break above that 19, then the rest is history. Yeah, this one clearly has a vibe like it's not quite done yet, which is interesting. Okay, perfect. Moving on. Just wanted to question for you guys in the chat. You always buy at the top funny videos. You always buy at the top. Well, I mean, you can come join us in Discord. Is what you can do. Right, I saw a whole bunch of members, new members that just became members last end of the week, getting into JNVR when the news came out, from the sevens, the eights, the nines, 11, and sold at $16, right? So if you're always buying at the top, maybe it's because you're not in the right place. So come join us. Queen, good morning. Wilson, good morning. Archer, good morning. So it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Garbage. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please and thank you. I would really appreciate that. Take a second, smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're not a member yet, uh, you're missing out. Alrighty. One second. Let me add some names to my watch list here. La 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 la. BJDX looks like it went to that line we put there, right? So that's why I had a hard time moving the line. Even though we ran here last time, I just left the line there just because. So now we're coming back to retest the bottom, right? So watch $8 there, right between the 200 and the demand zone. BJDX. Alrighty. BJDX. Perfect. Let me take a look at SUNE. So SUNE, like we talked about, coming down to retest that 200 EMA. So let's see if we stay above it going into the open. SUNE. And then ICCT again, I like. Even though it's not a top gainer, I think it's giving, some really, really good scalps, right? The levels are quite predictable on that thing, so that's always a good thing. Alrighty, AREB, we will, we'll get to it at some point today, right? So watch the 200 EMA, watch $15, and then watch, the top of the range with all of that supply. There are a few other names like CHSN, that are kind of holding as well. MESA, right? We'll get to them, once we open and relax, and then go from there. Again, if you haven't answered yet, question: What's your favorite stock going into the open? What is your favorite stock going into the open? Let me know. What is your favorite stock going into the open? Let's see. One second. No. I'm just looking to see if there is. Perfect. AREB, Spy, yes, sounds good. Spy. I get it. Lion, good morning. Hurricane, good morning. And then for Azul, it's GME. Christian, good morning. For you, it's CHSN. Sounds good. Luna, good morning. MNQ, yep, it better be dense, especially in this market. Is it dead? I'll take a look. Are you in a position? Let me know. Because I plan on causing trouble. Yep. So for the new members, we're in Discord. We have seen the so mortgage stock general. Kenneth, good morning. Radion, good morning. Tesh, Ayo, good morning. King, good morning. I heard buddy Monday in Taiwan, so I slept in. Might as well, honestly. You know. Anyways, moving on, guys. The market's just open and spies below 490, which is wild. JNVR is looking good, right? I think we've hit a double top, triple top at $16 for now. So let's see if we can break above that. It would be nice if some of these names, kind of sold off, gave us some new opportunities at the open. BJDX is sitting at that 200 EMA like we talked about, right? So let's see if we can find a base and curl. That would be good, you know. So it tried at the open at the very least. So $8 to 860. So let's see if we can push back above, um, and then go from there. Yeah, the spread is a little bit sus on that thing, but anyways, ICCT is low key my favorite name still. Um, low key my favorite name. ICCT, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, right? Like, look, that support at the bottom, the circles at the bottom, golden, golden, golden. ICCT, love it, 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 love it. There we go. $8 ICCT. Oof, baby. What a beautiful stock. What a beautiful stock. What a beautiful stock. Alrighty, again, it's still nice and early in the morning though that you're gonna have a whole bunch of volatility, but you need to get some new stocks. I know, right? ICCT, JNVR still looking good. It looks like we pushed to that 1650 again, same resistance from pre-market, right? This one's gonna be difficult though, just because it's way more expensive, and it's been pumping and it's going for 300%. But it does look really good though. Looks really, really good. Kind of had a fake dip coming into the open, I guess. But that's a double top though, so I'd be careful and wait for some dip skis. SUNE is still holding that 200 EMA, guys. Right, SUNE, right around this level is what we talked about coming into the open. So let's see if we stay above that and then go from there. A rep is dipping. So again, like I said, a rep, until we break out, I wouldn't be trying to get entries in a supply zone, please. You can get yourself in some trouble. Some trouble, some trouble. Anyways, moving on. So if you're not sure what to do, sit on your hands and wait a second. CHSN Dipskis. If you want to play with CHSN, this thing is going to need to clear 50 cents. Alrighty, it's going to need to break above that 200 EMA or give you a solid dip or just consolidate, right? I would be looking for consolidation or the break of the 200. MESA, same, right? So watch for some support closer to $1 if you're playing with MESA. MESA, BJDX says, screw that. I'm just going to cook, right? It's actually halted up. BJDX is halted up. Yeah, Brian. Right? So nice pop and then halted up. There we go. JNVR is halted down. Halted down Shima. Alrighty. It pushed to 1660 and then halted down. So halted in the demand zone. Right. To be expected for this name though. To be expected. You know what's halted down as well? ICCT is halted down, right? So again, this is kind of why when these names are running at the open, especially at the open like that, you want to give them time, right? Just sit back and relax. It's Monday morning. There's no need to rush. No need to rush at all. If you're not sure what to do, sit in your hands for a second. Sit on your hands for a second and wait. There we go. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. And then the S&P is just going to the abyss, right? There's no two ways about it. Just straight to the abyss. Today might be the day that we finally halt, or today might be the day where we go from green to red, from red to green. Dan, anybody agree with me? green to red, red to green. You know what I mean. But clearly, violence. Clearly, violence is what's happening in the markets right now. Do, 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 do. Clearly. There we go. Violence. Violence means monies. Kenneth, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Soon. Oh, beautiful. Soon. Beautiful. 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 I like how these things are all dipping, and bouncing off levels that you would expect them to. I like it. NWTG. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Do, 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 do. Details. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Uh, s- hmm. 33R. Interesting. Okay, there we go. NWTG is cooking there, isn't it, Tony? NWTG. The golfing company, of course, it's going up. Why? Because everybody wants to go golfing in this market. For some reason, it's really slow loading, though. Really slow. There we go. Yeah, that's a really nice push. Very, very nice push. Some really good consolidation at the bottom as well. For some reason, my charts are just so slow. Like they're slowly loading, slowly. I guess they want to sleep into. There we go. Even my broker is slow. Like everything is just so slow. ICCT is still halted down, guys. CHSN is trying to creep up again for you, Christian. I don't know if you're in a position, so it needs to break above this 50 cents and stay above 50 cents. Alrighty. SUNE looks like it's failing at the usual resistance as well, right? So triple top now, so closer to 50. Alrighty. BJDX is on halted and it's still pushing up. So your next resistance is that 930, and then you're looking for pre-market highs ish. Alrighty, so closer to $10. Cool. So if we can break and close above $9.30, yeah. And then there's a new thrust video. Oh Lord, have mercy. What has Dan done now? So again, resistance $9.30 for that thing. SPY is just going to the abyss. Like there's no stopping that thing. It's just dropping. Like no one can hold it up. Bitcoin, obviously, it's gonna. I think we were happy last week that Bitcoin was holding up with not going down with the markets, but eventually it followed. Eventually, that thing said, "Excuse me, I want to join the crash party too." And the NWTG is dipping a bit here now too. So it's looking like BJDX is the better stock for now. To cover margin calls, you're guessing he's not alone, Ryogi? I don't think so. I don't think so either. Don't think so either. Don't think so. Yeah, it's definitely bloody in the streets, Yogi. Uh, Bloody in the streets. Yeah. Anyways, there goes BJDX, pushing for $10 now. So new highs of the day, $9.70. That was perfect, by the way. All right, so we broke below that 200 at the open, but that was a really good area for BJDX there. La 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 la. What's up with the bid and ask on SPY? Why is it at zero? SPY is gonna mess around and get halted today. Anyways, we just almost tapped $10 here for BJDX. Krishna, are you still in this one? Are you still in CHSN? I think just hit new highs of the day. For some reason, JNVR is still halted down. So is ICCT though. So they're both still halted here. That's a nasty drop for BJDX. It hit resistance and then immediately straight to the abyss. Immediately to the abyss. Ayo, Robs. Ayo. You're in at 46 cents? Okay. Now you're happy. Again, your next resistance is sitting right at the VWAP there, so right below 55 cents. So just be aware of that. And SPY is going to give you one tiny green candle and straight to the abyss. There really isn't any point looking for next support levels for SPY, honestly. Um, it seems like there's something else going on here and somebody wants, something else out of this, in my opinion. Because as soon as the S&P looks like it's finding a bit of a base, right? There's a tweet from you know who. More chaos. The headlines are just coming and coming and coming. Um, so at some point, if you're not careful, they're going to be splitting SPY or moving it to the OTC. Soon is looking really good there still. Aaron, are you in this one? You're in at 46 cents, Marco? Good. Yeah, you're nice and green. So again, just be aware that you have resistance anywhere from 50 cents to 52 cents, right? So just move your stop loss up if you have to. But again, the easier entry was closer to 40 cents, right? Right up the 200 EMA with the VWAP. So now you're closer to resistance than anything else, right? Yeah. Is it unhalted? Somewhere. Yeah, Mesa's unhalted and pushing for the Lion for the 200 there now. So $1 and SPY is not stopping. New lows of the day. And new lows of the day. Just puts are just printing. Mindy, you see this chaos? You seen this? Oh my days. BTC is going to. I mean, we can't really say BTC is going to the graveyard, because that's the first red day it's having today. SPY, my goodness, how the hell do we have 5% days, 5% drops, right? 20% year to date for the S&P. So the only other times that we've had 20% drops, COVID, Great Depression. Only two other times. The sad thing about this time though is that it's man-made, right? Swan events versus man-made events. Mindy, how are you? How are you? La 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 la. Madness. Absolute madness. ICCT is also unhalted, by the way. All right, so now you're officially sitting in the demand zone. Let's see if it stays above $6.30. So if this is something you're paying attention to, watch the yeah. That's how it always is, though. Yep. And SPY is just dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. COVID wasn't man-made. Well, I mean, again, you know what I mean, though, right? Like, it's an event that wasn't created by. You know what I mean? Like, it's more of like something that's unexpected, right? Um, versus like tariffs. You know. So it's a little bit different. Anyways, BJDX is halted down as well. Today is definitely one of those days though that you really need to be patient if you're looking for momentum plays, like quick scalps, lock in the monies and move on. Alrighty. We are like, again, the markets are crashing, yet we're sitting on stream, right? and we're talking about plays. Let me just go over and look at some of these stocks, right? We're talking about plays that are up 300%, right? Like this one's up 260 and halted, right? BJDX halted down, but it's still up 140%, right? SUNE 126%. Like we're talking, so there's some really, really good names out there, right? You just have to lock in those gains, right? And whether the market goes to the abyss or not, we're still gonna have momentum names to play with. That's never really been a problem, has it? So um, just be careful in the way that you play with these names, right? Quick scalpies, have a stop loss, no beg holding, right? Lock in the gains. I'm seeing sound. Oh my goodness, Mindy, are you buying any dipskis? You buying any dips or what are you doing? Um, Last week I told him, come check out our hot trades, Kenneth. Yeah, who's your friend? Let me know. Today open market spreads showed me you're gonna be yeah, yep. Tesla's at 215 now. I'm surprised it's not below 200 already. Uh, Bissett says I'm down $15,000, hoping a new IPO tomorrow gets me out in the profits. Hopefully, um, right? You could have made that money back today, Bissett, if you were what? I didn't say anything. Samuel, absolutely, absolutely. So there goes soon, right? So we talked about that 50 to 52 cents resistance. Not surprised, right? Same levels of resistance. Um, yeah, yep. 1 second. Ayo. Yeah. No, I Yeah, I know I had to chat for a second. I'm back. I'm back. Thinking of signing off a legend today, and you should come join us. Alrighty. Let's see. Sam, good morning. How are you? Looks like SUNE is going back to retest that 52 cents again. Forming a bit of an uptrend here too, though, isn't it? Right? Nice little uptrend there. So if it can stay above, then that should be okay. Uh, yeah, definitely the time to load up. It looks like JNVR has halted up again. Mortgage. So that 1650 is still your next resistance on this one. 1650 next resistance. Okay. NWTG. I always find it funny when people make comments on the wrong stream. You know, you can see them making comments. You know, it's the wrong stream, right? You know, it's the wrong stream, and anyways, so just make sure when you're watching a stream that it's a live stream, please. Cool, cool. Looks like SPY and BTC are both bouncing a little bit though, right? So for those of you guys buying the dip skis, I'm sure you're loving these opportunities. For people that are already in, they're praying that the bottom is in already, you know. Anyways, moving on. BJDX is halted down for the second time, so really no consolidation on this thing, right? So how long have we been open for? 21 minutes? Yeah, not very long. So again, hopefully today's a bit of a lesson, you know, like if you're not sure what to do, sometimes just sit on your hands and wait. Let the market relax a bit and then make decisions. Alrighty. So the IPO for tomorrow, Fat Pipe. And again, I still haven't looked to see if it's priced yet. I really don't pay much attention until the night before or the morning of, you know. So again, could care less for now. There's really nothing we can do about it, anyways, right? IPOs have been a lot of fun lately, so hopefully, we get a few more this week and cook. Yeah, so we'll see how that performs. GME, see, we should have bought GME instead of anyways. Azul, send it. I trade on Robinhood. I need a platform that allows stop losses. Can anyone help? Robinhood allows stop losses as well, and you might just not know how to use it. But Robinhood allows stop losses already. Weibo seems to be the option that a lot of people like, ants. So that's something you wanted to do, but yeah, Weibo. So there you go. Right, a lot of people seem to like Weibo. Did anybody make comments? Because the markets are bouncing quite nicely there. I don't see any new comments from anybody in the markets. Okay, looks like the markets are just tired of the rubbish, maybe. Yeah. Allows shady stop losses, like the kind of stop losses that skip over the actual price, and then you're like, wait, what just happened, right? What happened? Anyways, again, so SUNE is still sitting at that same resistance. We're gonna need something to break out here though. MESA is holding a dollar, holding the 200 EMA line. I think you were watching that, right? So I don't know if you got in. CHSN, Christian, hopefully you took some profits out of that thing because it went all the way back down to the bottom. ICCT is on halted and breaking below the support that it was holding. Unless it's halted again at $6, maybe it kind of looks like it's halted, doesn't it? No. So, yep, let it consolidate, let it curl, please. Alrighty, back to JNVR. So JNVR is halted and it's halted again, 1788. I la 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 la. Anyways, halted up again, JNVR. So these guys had news that so they're um one of the members of Kraken took a bigger stake in this company, so the stock was cooking. right? Anyways, 350%. Again, a lot of you guys were in the sevens, the eights, the nines, the tens, the 11s, right? So if you're still in this, you're very happy right now. If you're still in JNVR, actually, type in yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat if you're still in this. Yeah. Even if you don't have a market sell, yeah. Shima, you're still in this? Yeah. I am. RSLS with a bit of a pop. BJDX is unhalted and still dropping. So it looks like for now, the only one that's getting saved is JNVR. Yeah. So and maybe Webull is the platform for you already. So do some research and then go from there. Good morning, carry on. Webull, yeah. We had Webull come to Canada, but yeah, Interactive Brokers is another good one too. But really, what we wanted in Canada for Webull was early pre-market, and they came with some rubbish. So and still had commissions. So that really wasn't what we were looking forward to, was it? Not really. So SUNE and JNVR are definitely looking like the top two for now. ICCT, maybe that thing will be able to stay above $6, but at this point, I wouldn't touch it until it curls back above the 9, please. Alrighty. MESA just doesn't have the volume, and CHSN isn't really doing much other than consolidating at 40 cents. So again, watch that 40 cents for support. Um, yeah, if we can go from red to green, that'd be good, Dan. You know. Okay, there we go. Yup. Yep. There's SPY, by the way. The only question is, when do we start crashing, Dan? 1 second, guys. 1 second. What did you guys do to SPY? What did you do? What did you do to SPY? Huh? Yeah, exactly. When there's a haul down, it requires the price to go down. Yeah, Dan answered your question, right? So should be good. So SPY is sitting in a massive supply zone here now. So you would think if it wanted to go down, now would be the time. Soon is still maintaining that uptrend, isn't it? And then JNVR still halted up. BJDX still halted down. Nothing going on with these other ones. It looks like we are holding that demand zone though, around $6 for ICCT. Right, that was a bit of a nasty drop at the open, wasn't it? Nice pop, but then that thing just went straight to the abyss. Dang SPY. Get back above 600 then I guess. For new IPO to recover, always go in small amounts. In Samuel, yeah, I agree. I agree, but there's really nothing I can. There's really nothing I can do there. I think that was who said that. Yeah, waiting for an IPO to recover your monies again. It's. Anyways, we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Yeah, Peter, that's a waste. That's a waste of time, honestly. If they let you buy those options, Peter, like look at that, right? You would have been nice and happy. I think that was a bit of a test from the bot there. Uh, ignore those. I think that was a bit of a test. Or again, just everything popping at the same time because the S&P popped, right? So GME did well, AP, like all of those names, B2C or stock market related names. So I would, yeah, all of them. Yeah, all of them. Yeah. So ignore the alerts for now. This is wild, by the way. Like the amount of dollars we're moving at the same time for SPY is impressive. We're just in a different era of the market, huh? Ridiculous. Anyways, I'm just waiting for JNVR to be on halted here. Just waiting for the on hold. BJDX is on halted though, and it looks like it's trying to reclaim the 200 EMA. But I'm not really touching this thing until we start getting higher lows or double bottoms. So I'm gonna kind of leave that one alone for now. Soon breaking below the downtrend, obviously again closer to resistance. So again, hopefully you took some profits on that thing there, please. So mostly just waiting. WCT was on the watch list coming into the open, so let's see what happens. That thing just popped a bit there. Let me pull it up actually. WCT. Yeah, you can tell like TradingView is really, really slow. Really, really slow today. It reminds me every time. Every time. 34% WCT. Interesting. You can see that 39 to 40 cents though, right? For WCT. Yeah, Chris. There's someone in the chat that's smiling because of GME. Smiling. Oh, love it. So yeah, 39 to 40 cents here resistance for WCT. Hmm. It is, but it's just that resistance PR. Alrighty. So NTWG, you can kind of see that supply zone there, right at resistance. Anyways, moving on. There goes the on halts for JNPR. $20, guys. That thing hit 21 almost. 21. The The volatility on this one too. Like when a candle moves like that, it's no fun. No fun at all. Unless you're in it already, which again, Shima, from $8 to $20, that's a really good scalp, right? Very, very good scalpy. And looks like they might halt it down here if it, yeah. There we go. Yep. Halted down. Soon? Yeah, as soon as Soon broke the downtrend, right? So surprise, no, not really. That's what a T-Rex is. Like Lion mentioned in the chat, right? This is what a T-Rex is. So again, we have trends for a reason, right? So when it's holding the uptrend, that's a good thing, right? Hold, 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 hold. As soon as it breaks below and closes below, then you know what to expect, right? Go back down and retest the next level of support, which is the 200 EMA. So again, lots and lots of resistance. You can look to the left hand side and you can see that resistance, guys, right? We've been talking about this level all morning. Again, resistance right there, resistance right there. Like it's been the same level all along, right? So it hit the resistance, it sat there for a little bit, it T-Rex and then slapped. So, and we talked about this quite a bit last week. Whenever you see a stock stalling at the top, that's a sign of a T-Rex, right? Signs of T-Rexing. There goes BJDX. So JNVR is halted up and BJDX is pushing back for $9. These names are moving really quickly, like really, really quickly. Hmm. Interesting. Ryan, only if it breaks above that resistance. Alrighty. Are you in a position? Let me know. Only if it breaks about $3.25. Only if it doesn't, clearly it's at resistance. Right. So if it can break about 325, 330, and then yeah, okay, cool. If it doesn't, I wouldn't worry about it too. It looks like Soon is still trying to hold the 200 EMA as well, so 40 cents. 40 cents, yeah. MLGO just pushed for highs of the day. Yep. Everything seems like it's it goes to resistance and then just fails, which is interesting today. Yeah, MLGO, yeah. BJDX though, again, looks like it's closing candles above $9 now, so that's a good thing. That next resistance was between 9.80 and $10, right? So we shall see if it pushes there. SPY is really struggling with that supply zone, right? This is what the third time now that we've been here, right? Triple tops. So let's see, either we break above this level, or we go back to the abyss where we came from, which the theme of the market, hopefully we don't get any more headlines. Dan posted something about Canada that I wanted to look at. Provide 11 billion to workers and businesses to help tariffs and la 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 la. Interesting. Wow, where are they getting this money from? Because it seems like Canada has been struggling. How about though, like, anyways, anyways, wouldn't it be easier to make a deal, and get those tariffs removed than print money, and provide aid to. I don't know any better. I'm just saying. Wouldn't it be better to to sit at the table and say, hey, let's get these tariffs, let's make a deal, right? Then go to the money printer and print it, and then destroy the entire economy, because it seems like that's what's been happening, right? Anyways, what do we know? What do we know? It really is. Like it really, really is. It really is. Like it really, really is. For all of these countries, everybody, when I say everybody, I mean everybody. The ego is a big thing. Everybody has a huge ego at this point. All of these leaders, they all do. Not a single one doesn't. And that's what they're using to run the countries right now. So, anyways, yeah. Um, every day or every week for long term. Koda, yeah. When you see massive dips like this, though, honestly, like when you have 5% today, 5% tomorrow, 5% the next day, I would say like slow like dollar cost average all of those days. Usually when you're doing like one buy a month, like once a week, once a month, right, into your long term plays. When you see crashes like this, SPY just exploded back above the 500, right? When you see -1% days like this, I would say like if you have the monies and you're slowly dollar cost averaging, like because if you're waiting like once a month, what happens if you get one of those 5% drops and then by the time you want to buy again, it already SPY just exploded. Like somebody said something. SPY just exploded. Like somebody just tweeted something. Let me see if there's anything here though, because that was a massive pop. Uh, SPY just went from -2% to green, which is what we wanted. Which is what we wanted. Oh, whoa, look at that. 507, guys. The volatility is crazy. Like, this is crazy. This is wild. We just went from 480, guys. 480 to 510. This is wild. This is wild. And of course now we're dropping a bit, right? My goodness, if you're holding puts, those puts got entered. More than 50 countries have reached out, Andrew. Another interesting thing though is when I saw the list of countries putting tariffs on the states, like the 90% tariffs and whatever, I was like, okay, Vietnam, right? Like what can you potentially get from Vietnam? And then you start looking and there's actually a lot of, things that come from all of these countries, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. Which is very, very interesting. There goes 510. Up 1% for the day now. To the moon, Azul. To the moon. Uh yeah, like the quite a few things, huh? SPY is up 1% for the day, -4% to 1%. Trump just posted that on Truth. You made a call. I think there was a dang, damn. Okay. So talk of a possible 90-day pause on tariffs. That's why. Talk of a 90-day pause on all tariffs. SPY is on fire right now. 90-day pause on tariffs. Mm. Pizza, why? You knew it too, Why didn't they let you? That's stupid. We fire sales. I hope it's a fire sale. I hope so. I hope they all agree. On calls, George, if you picked up anything and we popped like this, yeah. Can they hold the markets up though? But again, at the same time though, like all of this is, this is pretty wild, isn't it? Right? -4% to 2%, like that's wild. So Trump is considering a 90-day pause on tariffs on all countries except China. What did China do? What did China do? Why China? China, what did you do? Yeah, it is going crazy because of the way the markets are because of the way the markets are moving, right? Yeah, like again, everything is popping. Yeah, uh, like a bunch of fire alarms. Yeah, no, like honestly, if that's the case, if they pause the tariffs, we need to recover all these losses. We need to be back at 5:30 by end of the day. If the news actually does strike, broke the downtrend. Okay, there goes 518. My goodness, spy. My goodness. Sheesh. This is wild. Pizza, those calls. The White House advisor Kevin Hassett said President Trump is considering a 90-day pause, and yeah, we okay. So same headline, 520, 521. He's a deal maker, more like a chaos causer, and then fix the problem and pretend. Uh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sheesh. Had to burn the puts. Deal maker, right? I'm blocking you live. I know, right? I know, pizza. Dang, pizza. Aye, five. Yeah, we need to be back above 5:30. We need to be up like 7% and halted. Ridiculous. Azul, I'm just waiting to see those gains. I'm just waiting to see. Yep. But this is what I mean, though, right? Like, if you don't buy the dipskis, you're just gonna sit and say, "Oh, I wish," right? Yeah. Thomas, Trump is considering a 90-day pause on all tariffs on all the countries except for China because they hurt him. They were being mean and rude. Yeah. Do we have videos for options in Discord? We do mortgage. Yeah. So if you go to the education channel, or if you go into the members only section on YouTube, there's an options class there. Then the bot is going wild, wild. Um, Ignore the bot, guys. Ignore the bot for now. Again, when the markets are moving like this, you notice how like it's mostly like big names. That's because the markets are crazy. So the bot is gonna be crazy as well. So yeah. So we just went from 523 back to 516. Like this is just crazy at this point, honestly. You know. Oh, ho, ho. I'm back. I'm back. Long time I didn't see the market like this. Yeah, look at this. Like the volatility is crazy. Yeah, I think so too, Peter. I think so too. I think so too. So that's what I mean. Like forget the deal making part. It's just look at this. Look at this. Like so the news all of a sudden disappeared. Then what happened? So I think they actually do need to make deals. Rather than yeah, like 90-day tariffs. They're pausing them so then they can like redo them again in 90 days and then crash the markets again. Like this is just to me isn't deal making. It's silliness. Like why are they pausing for 90 days? Why? Why? Just make the deal. Like leave the tariffs in place, right? Leave the tariffs in place, or make a deal, right? So the countries, if they want to make a deal, they can actually come to the table and make a deal. Like all of this, like, oh, we're gonna pause for 30 days and then come back and then pause for 30 days. Like to me, it's not deal making. It's like, it's silliness. Like it really Mr. Just Nobody, like it's just silliness, honest. Like look at the volatility we're having, right? Like look at that. How can you. They don't want the smoke. Like this to me is just silly. Um look at that, right? We've gone from 523 back to 506. 523 to 506. That is ridiculous, by the way. We were up almost 3%, over 2%. We're about to be red for the day again. How do we move like -4% to +2% back to red? Like, how does that happen? Yeah. Yeah. Something else is wait, no, exactly, Rob. I'm rich. I bought the amazing dips. Nope, guess not. We're back to red. Like, look at this. We're red. Yep. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're back to green. Oh no, not kidding. We're back to red. Right. BJDX is looking good though, guys. Right. So again, that $10 resistance is still there. So we do need to clear that supply zone. So that looks good. JNVR is halted down again. Right. So ICCT just hasn't done anything since the market opened. Whoever was asking for NWTG again, obviously never broke out, right? But it is holding the 200 EMA, so support at 240, 235. SUNE clearly resistance as well, right? So we haven't really missed anything. Everything that we were looking at basically just failed at resistance, right? Like perfect resistance as well. The only thing that looks like it has a bit of hope right now of a breakout is BJDX. um, so if that thing can break out, that'd be cool. And SPY is about to be down 1% again. Palantir is halted down. No way, really? Yeah. See what I mean though? Like Trump trashes China for ignoring his warning to not retaliate all over tariffs. Like look at this. We're down 1% again, guys. Uh. Anyways. Mm, all America. America green, Andrew. No, America is red now. America is going for 2% red. Uh, the market's more entertaining than soccer. Is la 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 la. Okay, sounds good, Peter. Uh, funds. There we go. Yeah, he has power. He can do whatever. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah. Again, I think the 90-day pause is exciting. When you look at them, like the candles go boom skis, right? It's exciting to think, oh yeah, 90-day pause on tariffs, right? Like this is amazing, amazing, amazing. The markets are pumping back up, but then you think about it and it's stupid. you know, like we paused since Trump came into power. He's been talking about tariffs, right? From the very first month, it's been like, okay, paused. Tariffs. Okay, we're gonna pause for 30 days. Oh, okay, we're back, and then pause for and then the tariffs goes into place, and he's like, oh, like countries are taking advantage of us. We need to fight back. Liberation Day, and then puts the tariffs, and then now 90-day pause on the table, so we can crash again in 90 days. Like what's the point of that? Like leave them on the table, leave the tariffs on the table, or make a deal. Maybe at the end of this though, he's gonna end up making a deal. I don't think there should be a 90-day pause though. You know, I think that's just stupid. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Yeah, that it's on halted and still dipping there. And then BJDX needs to on hold and push for $10. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, again, at this point, though, Rob, I think it's less about technicals and just headlines, like just it's just headlines at this point. And so the technicals are a little bit complicated. Yeah. Anyways, uh, I warn people all of the coming and sitting la 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 la. Like it's just yeah. We'll hit the market in 30 minutes. Flush again, probably. In my technicals, it's all I have to. I know it really is, Rob. It really, really is. It really is all we have at this point. But yeah, JNVR guys, it's halted down again, right? So it's dipping. There's no need for you to be catching the knife when it's dipping like that, anyways. BJDX again. It's for now. If it can break above $10, kind of seems like the only stock that has some. And SPY's below 500 again, guys. Like, you know, it's just I don't again we're probably missing the bigger picture though, I think that's the we're missing the bigger picture. I bet you what's happening is, they probably like the 90-day tariff pause is on the table because they're about to make some really good deals, at least we hope so. But if they go ahead and do the 90-day pause, I think that's stupid, and I don't know who is advising him or who's, but whatever. Whatever. And SPY is going for 598, guys. Like, look at that, right? I think the market's realizing now, like, okay, what happens when you pause for 30 days? You come back and crash again? Anyways, look at that. 597, guys. We just went from 520, 523 to 597. Like that is just anyways, moving on. BJDX is looking good. So here comes that $10 retest. Alrighty, so we need to break above this level. Ridiculous. There we go. So we can break above $10 and close above $10. That'd be a good thing. Pizza. Uh, Uh, na 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 na. I'm seeing some headlines that no one is aware of any 90-day pause in the White House, according to CNBC. Oh my goodness, guys. uh, no one is aware of. La 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 la. Ah, look what I can do. I don't get it. Like, which one's real and which one isn't real now? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, $10 resistance still for BJDX. So triple tops for now. Already. Mm, so if we can break above 10 and close above it, then this line is a little bit lower than 10, but it should be a little bit higher. And okay, it looked like it was halted for a second, but not halted. Chris, APVO. Doo-doo-doo. I was sitting on your hands. Yeah. Yep. Uh, there we go. We need some momentum stocks though, because I think this whole tariff thing took over the markets because you can kind of tell, right? As much as BJDX looks good, everything just slowed down momentum wise. I think people looked away for a second, to go play with some other names or just to go watch the long term accounts, right? NWTG still looks okay. It held the 200 EMA, but it needs to break above the top of the range, so 325. Unless we start getting higher lows. ICCT again, volume left, right? WCT is holding that 200 EMA. For some reason, like WCT looks interesting. This is one as a penny stock. I would not be surprised if, this is definitely one to keep an eye on if it stays above that 200 EMA. Alrighty? Like, just throw it on your watch list, WCT. Because the only reason I say that is because this isn't the first day that it's doing this. Like, from 20 cents to 40 cents and then back down. Like, it keeps going back and forth. If it ever breaks above that 40 and stays above 40, it might start pushing, above 50 to a dollar. And look at SPY. SPY's like, oh, we're going for 506. 2 seconds later, we're back to 599. Oh my goodness. 598. Yeah, I don't know. What's Tesla doing? I have no idea. No idea. Yeah. You couldn't buy Tesla options, Pizza, could you? You could only do shares. Here we go again. Hmm. Four ninety eight. Can you imagine, Mr. Tony and Justin? Yeah, can you imagine? Look at that, guys. Look at that. We're about to hit new lows again. Look at that. Yup, 596, 496. Yup. -2%, guys. Yup, and below we're going for 495 again. There it goes. Ah. Well, I mean, at the very least, though, we see how aggressive the market can bounce if we do make a deal, right? If nothing else, right? Yeah, even SPY on a day like today, Justin, it's bouncing up the 200, so that's good. That's for Rob, Rob, you have 2 seconds of bouncing up the 200 EMA, and then it's gonna get slapped. Anyways, back to the only stock we actually like today, not SPY, BJDX. BJDX fighting for that $10. Is anyone holding BJDX in the chat? There are no plans for pause. La 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 la. Yeah. Do, 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 do. There we go. Is it unhalted? Yeah, it looks a little bit erratic though, doesn't it, Shima? M? You meant, yeah, M said that. Techie says, off to work. I wasn't feeling obvious moves. No, I don't think there's been anything obvious really today. Like early in the morning, maybe in pre-market, but yeah, there's really nothing obvious out there. So, Techie, have a wonderful day. And I'll see you later. Alrighty. 30 shares, Kenneth. Chilled, you're still in there. And then Shima. Okay, sounds good. In and out all morning. Yeah. Just needs to break that $10 and close above it. Perfect. Command. IBIO resumption. Yeah, is it halted up now? Yeah, look at that. It actually dipped all the way to 11 though. That's the crazy thing, right? All the way to 11 and then halted at 14. Right? Like that's crazy. And SPYs are 494. This is crazy. Like we just went from 520, guys. 523 to 494. Wild. To actually play in this insanity, so I'm sticking to paper trading, Mr. Justin. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do today. That is the right thing to do today. There we go. Can it? Come on, just break above the $10. My goodness, what are we doing here? Just break out already. You haven't bought anything since pre-market? I think that's a good thing. Uh, Fake news is okay. Fake news that he's considering. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that news came from though, because it seemed like it was being posted from the yeah. Yeah, that's silly though, you know. Uh, no, 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 no. Pizza, if you stay long enough, eventually, if you stay long enough, you know. Yeah. The dead cat is bouncing fuego. It really is just a dead cat bounce. MKDW. MKDW. Uh, yeah. The market is still overvalued. Buy only if you're no, 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 willing to bleed to death, catching a sharp knife falling. Well, the market will always be overvalued. You know why? Because humans are greedy. So always overvalued fuego, right? Yeah, you know we're seeing some blood now, but there will become a time again that it's overvalued. So it's just it's always been like that. Come on, Kenneth, pray, pray, pray. Samuel, absolutely, absolutely. He's ignoring you, Rob. Ignoring you. Yeah, he did. He did. You're gonna take that? Hmm. Anyways, ignoring. Charging me to keep my legend going. What do you mean? I don't understand, Kenneth. Didn't you just sign up for for legend like 2 days ago? So again, nothing is really breaking on here that we like. You know, um, the market volatility. It's a trial. What do you mean? I have no idea. Then did you get like a membership from a giveaway or what? It was a gift. Oh, then you have a month, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have time then. There you go. This is how much we've been charging. We are charging. Yeah. So Trump rapid response X handle. White House senior advisor Hassett did not say this. Hmm. Okay. Well, that's good then, though, right? Looks like more fake news is about to be released. It does, huh? Anyways, NWTG still looks good here to me. It just needs to give us the breakout. BJDX couldn't break that $10 resistance, right? So, uh, JB, is that more fake news though? Is that real? Maybe Azul was right. More fake news is coming. Yeah. Mike in an ETF, yes. Yeah. And Fuego, I know, right? I know. Yeah, he knew what was coming, Buffett. It's almost like he should do this for a living, right? He knew what was coming into office. He could see a few months in advance. Yep. Next time he does anything like that, though, the market's gonna immediately. He's gonna control the market. I mean, that's if he. Anyways, but then just think of when he decides to put that money back into the market, though. Like when he starts buying back, oof, we're gonna have a 10% green day in SPY. That's why he's the oracle. Yeah. What's the next support for soon? Hopefully, you're not holding this. Your next support is 32 cents, 32 ish. WCT, like I said again, keep an eye on this thing, right? It doesn't seem to want to die, so that's a good thing, especially if it stays above 30 cents today. BJDX again just needs to break above that $10 resistance. Just needs to break out, and then JNVR, is it halted up again? It looks like it's halted up again. I don't like how these stocks are behaving today. Just because like it's nice to look at levels and say, oh, you know what, this is a good level, right? Like this stock is dipping, consolidating. Okay, let's buy the dip. Today they're just very like just all over the place, all over the place. No, 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 no. Work stuff, huh? It was a while. Okay, wow, it's interesting. Very, very interesting. Hmm. Perfect. To put it into stocks for retirement since no more pensions, who don't have thousands, millions, so la 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 la. Yeah, but the ones trying to retire in the next 24. Hmm. Uh, yeah. What did you do to Peter, Kenneth? What did you say to him? What did you do? Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, I still don't like any of these stocks, honestly. Like the way they're moving. We need some good breakouts. uh, soon just dropped some news, it seems. Right, so soon announces closing of second and final tranche of registered direct offering, gross proceeds of 5 million, and they slapped the damn thing. They're like, oh, okay, sure. Send it to the abyss. Send it to the abyss. Hmm. And then NWTG still looks okay. I wish that thing was closer to the breakout than it is. I wish it was. The S&P again is, still being volatile. I don't know what's going to end up happening here, but hopefully we at least have a green day, right, guys? Hopefully. Good morning, Josh. Ayo. Hopefully we at least have a green day today. That would be, so people can relax a little bit. SUNE is getting destroyed, by the way. Destroyed. Hopefully no one's diamond handing this again. The importance of having a stop loss. Also, I don't know how many times we're going to say it. When a stock breaks below the 200 EMA, be very careful because it's garbage at that point, right? Also, again, we saw this resistance at the top, right? We talked about this in the morning, right? For SUNE, 52 cents, 52 cents, 52 cents, right? And then it broke below the downtrend, right? And then it broke below the kernel and the 9 and the 50 and the 200 EMA and the VWAP. You don't need any more warning signs, right? If you're still in this, then you just don't use stop losses. And your friend is in SUNE chilled. Yeah, this at this point, this is just greediness. This is extreme greed, right? From 55 cents to 18 cents, right? If you don't use a stop loss, you're just asking for it because the warning signs were all right there, all of them. So please use stop losses. Take smaller losses, better than going to the abyss. Down 10% for the day. You're out. Paul, what did you play with? SUNE? Hmm. What did you play with? JNVR still halted here. MKDW. Let me take a look. MKDW. That one's been going off the bots. I just haven't pulled it up yet. That was a really good breakout, actually. I wish I paid attention on that initial breakout above 46 cents. Yeah, this initial breakout right here. That was a good spot. The stock is actually halted up now. Paul? You're holding a little bit of IBO though? Okay, sounds good. Yeah, you bought it at 40 cents and you didn't put a stop loss, did you? Yeah, use those stop losses, Paul, please. Please, I'm begging, right? So use the stop losses. They're going to save you. Alrighty? Use them. Did anybody FOMO into MKDW here? You got in at 40 cents, Tiffany. Well done. Congratulations. You've almost doubled the monies. 32 cents retire. Well done. Yeah. If that thing was going up the bot in Discord, I just wasn't paying attention to it. Right. So again, this is why we keep saying, if you're not a member yet, become a member. Come join us in Discord. Well done, Tiffany. Well done. High five. Right? Because even if I'm not paying attention to it, the bot is spamming it in Discord. So again, if you're not a member yet, come join us. Come join us in Discord. Let's see. There's some nice alerts actually. There you go. Hello, Miss Lola. What's the Discord? So if you want to join us in Discord, you have to become a member on YouTube first. Alrighty. So click the link at the bottom of the chat. Become a Legend or a Gold member. a legend if you just want Discord access. Click the link at the bottom from Nightbot. Once you become a member, and then you get the link to join us at Discord. MK. So yeah, that thing's still halted up. My 401k is missing the K. uh, how did it get halted down? How did it not get halted down, Donald? Stocks below 75 cents don't get halted. So if you're wondering why this thing is down 60% now, again, importance of having a stop loss though, right? This thing just went from 55 cents, guys, to 8 cents, right? Importance of having a stop loss. Yeah, so if your stock is below 75 cents, it doesn't get halted. Only stocks closer to 75 cents and above get halted based on volatility. That thing is getting destroyed though. Destroyed. My goodness. Yup. Yup. Anyways, MKDW is still halted up here, so let's see what happens when it gets unhalted. And there goes the on halt, 80 cents. 80 centis. There goes 85. That thing's up 400%, by the way. So if you caught that initial pop, very nice. 85, 86, 87. Yeah, that's a nasty drop. Yeah, there we go. 90 cents for MK. Ooh, 93 cents, guys. My goodness, is that thing on fire. 450% for this one. And then cancelled for SUNE. No, Peter, you're playing with violence. There goes $1, guys. Almost 500% now for MKDW. Woo, 105. Damn. Oh my goodness. That thing is on fire and it's halted up at 105 MKDW. Right? Market crash or not, people are going to make monies. Peter, see, this is the one you should have forwarded into. Yep. 518% almost mortgage. If you're holding MKDW, type in yes in the chat. Yeah, that was definitely a YOLO at 86 cents. Yeah. Call me Clint. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah. It's the so many names, mortgage. Clint. Yeah. Pizza M, retire. Yeah, I know, right? Tiffany, yeah, that was good. Yeah, if you're in at that 40 cents, right, you're very, very happy. Again, so if I go back to Discord, guys, and I look at the initial alert, right, MKDW, right, Let me scroll back here. Cool, cool. So the initial alert for this thing in Discord was at 9:55, 9:55 Eastern time, right? So let's look at 9:55, right? Good morning, good morning. Where's 9:55, guys? That initial alert. 9:55 in Discord when the bot initially spammed it. This is 9:55 right there. That was 9:55. That was the initial alert, right? In Stock General, yeah, Clint. Um, Alrighty, that was the initial alert. So now let's skip through, and then there's a whole bunch of alerts after that, obviously, because it alerts. What I like about this though is not that initial alert, right? I don't care about this because this was way too chaotic, right? What I like about this is the breakout right there. When it broke above that resistance right there, that was the signal, right? When it initially failed and then came back down, but then went again and broke above that resistance, that was it, right? Because at that point it just started cooking. That's when the real momentum kicks in, right? So, and this is why we always say, like, again, like the first one is cool, but when it pumps and then dips and then goes again, the second run is better than the first run, right? Here's a reason for stop losses, Christopher. Yeah, you have to, because stuff like that happens, and that's what we've been saying the whole time, right? Like people that don't like stop losses, that's fine, right? But it only has to happen to you one time, like just one time, like just one time, and your account is gone. Just one time, that's the problem. It's the one time that the stock goes from 40 cents to 7 cents, and it's still dropping, right? You're like, oh, I don't like stop losses. You're gone, completely gone, right? So I'd rather use stop losses and have the stop losses hit and take 5% losses, 10% losses, and then make gains as well, than say, oh, I don't like stop losses. JNVR really is crazy. That thing is pumping again here, right? Stonk is definitely wild. Six into the 6 cents area for soon. So you're saying gone? Soon is gone. 6 cents. My goodness, that's nasty. Anyways, MKDW looks good though. Looks very, very good. BJDX is below that 200 now, which I don't like. I think what you're looking for here is closer to, again, so watch 790 for now. Already for your first support, 790 to $8 there if it can stay above that level. And then your next level is $7. If it doesn't hold above $7, it's done. Right? Funny videos, you're down $800 on soon. Yeah, no stop loss though. The S&P is looking better now, I guess, right? Let's see if if this is if it's held this time while we wait. But again, use the stop loss. Funny video, right? Have a plan. I have a plan, right? Minus $800 for a person that's not a member is a lot of monies, right? Minus $800. That's a lot of monies. Chilled 800. Is funny videos your friend? Yeah. Again, this is why we keep saying, like, invest in yourself, get the right education, right? Because that's not a stock you should still be in, right? That's just not a stock you should be in, right? And if you listen to anything we say all day on stream, like, hey, please have a plan before you go in, have a stop loss, that's not a position you should be in, right? Because we yell that every single day. I was spamming him to sell. Chill, yeah. So yep. Anyways, MKDW is unhalted. Alrighty, unhalted there. Uh, uh, there we go. So that initial on halt and the dipski isn't it's still holding above the 9 EMA, so that's really nothing to worry about. La, la. Exactly, King. Exactly. So exactly. Yep. There we go again. 105. So it looks like we have a bit of a supply zone. This is where the algo comes into play. Because it's not very, like we'd almost have to zoom out, right, and look at the daily and find out where this resistance is coming from, this red zone. But it's also nice to just have the algo, hey, say, hey, just be a little bit careful around this price, right? So that's the beauty of having the algo, right? You get these subtle reminders, right? In some cases, a big flashy red reminder. So again, a little bit of supply, a bit of a dipski to the 9 EMA, and then a retest. So let's see if we can break above and close above this time. Alrighty. But again, just by having the algo, you know that there's a bit of a problem there. But it's trying to break above it though. Trying to. Anyone else feel like me afraid to trade stocks? Yeah. You feel so bad? Chilled? Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's a lot. That's a lot of monies. It's a lot of money for sure. Definitely hurts. But again, this is why we keep yelling like, hey, please make sure you have a plan for your position, right? You can There's no way you can just get into a stock and only like plan for the upside, right? Like if you're gonna cross the road, let's say you're crossing the road, right, chill, and cars are going by really fast, like they're going by really fast both ways, right? And every so often there's a red light, green light, right? Would you only look at one direction before you cross the road? That's what happens when you buy a stock and you don't have a plan for the downside. You don't need to have a stop loss. But like just thinking about it, like, okay, if this happens, what am I gonna do? Right? Like if this happens, if I buy the stock and my plan is to buy a Lambo, right? What happens if they give me a bicycle? Like, am I gonna take the bicycle? Like what happens if they take my shoes? Am I gonna walk away with my shirt and my pants? Or am I gonna stand there so they can take my underwear away? Right? So exactly, right? Just by again being on stream and watching it and understanding that if we go below the 200, we don't like it, right? That helps you a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, exactly, Peter. So again, that supply zone at 105 is still acting as resistance for MKDW. Yeah, let's go, Shiva. Yeah, always, you're always trying to make it in a way that people understand. Jokes on them. I don't wear underwear at home. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yep, exactly. So, yep. Look at Soon. There's really nothing to look at here for Soon, right, Jane? Soon is a disaster, right? Offering came through. Again, we were warning about this thing having, like, let me go all the way up, guys. Let's go all the way up, right? Like, we were talking about this earlier, right? But then look at that resistance. Why do you think we put all these circles at the top, right? Resistance, 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 resistance. Why do we have this down to uptrend line, guys? Why do we have this line here with all these cribbles? Right? Because it had a really good uptrend and then it broke below the damn thing, right? It broke below the uptrend right there. Right there, that was your warning sign, right? The final warning sign, and we've talked about this. Again, all you have to do is just go watch one of the educational videos in Discord, right? If you haven't watched the video that said how EMAs work, we used the 200 EMA with a really good analogy. We said if a stock goes below the 200 EMA, this white line, it means even your ancestors in heaven don't like you, right? So if you're holding the stock below the 200 EMA, what are you asking for? Violence. That thing was at 42 cents when it broke below that line, right? So just by watching that video and understanding that, oh, dang, if it goes below the 200 EMA, it's not a good thing. Look at that, right? From 42 cents to 5 cents, that would have saved you a lot of monies, right? So again, invest in yourself, invest in your education, put in the work. Peter, are you gonna diamond hand Tesla, Peter, or what? you know, Again, the analogy we've used, right, is pretend we're using the 9 EMA, right? Moving averages, right? The 9 EMA, the 20 EMA, the 200 EMA, right? If a stock is above, again, and then obviously the candles are the again. So let me remind you guys of the analogy in that video, right? Again, the candles are a baby, right? When you give birth to a baby, right? You give birth to a baby, the candles are the baby in this example, right? The blue line, which is the 9 EMA, will act as the parents, right? It's the most immediate line, right? The blue line, right? The parents will carry the baby, right? Okay, that's fine, cool, right? If the parents don't want to carry the baby, who's going to carry the baby, right? The grandparents, right? That's where your kernel, your 20 EMA comes into play, right? That's fine, right? Okay, cool. If if the parents don't want to carry the baby, the grandparents don't want to carry the baby, guess what? If the baby's you know if the baby's who's gonna watch over the baby? Maybe the ancestors in heaven. The ancestors are like, you know what? They're sitting beside God, and they're like, you know what? Watch out for this baby for me. This baby is gonna grow up to be you know but if the baby, if the stock is below the 200 EMA, there's nobody watching out for it, right? That means the baby has no hope. The baby is gonna grow up to become a useless goat, right? So if no one's watching over the baby, that means the stock is below the 200 EMA. There's no hope, right? So again, get rid of it. You invested in the wrong baby. Alrighty, that baby is going to the abyss. Maybe one day we'll go again to 50 cents. Yeah, after they do a split and then merge with Mullen, and then it's gonna do that. Anyways, moving on, guys. MKDW is looking really good, holding above. Look at this. Look at this example, right? Look at this example, guys. Look at this example, right? Look at this. So this stock initially started by bouncing off the white line. It sold off, but look at this, right? It initially popped and then came back down and played with the white line, right? The ancestors are like, "Come on, God, watch out for this baby for me, please." And then the parents picked up the baby, right? Look at it above the blue line, right? Every time it would come down, it would bounce up the blue line, right? Parents are like, "Don't worry, we got this baby. We carry the baby," right? And then it explodes again. So again, EMAs, exactly, funny videos. He's going to grow up to be a cowboy. Look at that. Look at that stock cook, right? It's above the blue line and cooking. So, anyways, right? Look at that thing cook at $1.20 now, 600%. $1.20 is gonna be your next main resistance, by the way. So be careful here. Alrighty, be careful here at $1.20. One sec, I'll be back in a second, guys. One sec. Cookie delivery. Yep. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Yeah, so $1.20 is usually the strongest level of resistance for penny stocks, right? So 120 resistance. Ciao, Bob. How are you? Yeah, so 120 major resistance there. So here comes a retest. BJDX, yeah, it's going for that $7, closer to 7. To 7. DHAI is popping there, guys, and the S&P is crashing again. Look at this. Like I don't know why we're even paying attention to this, because it's gonna be chaos. right? There's really no need to be watching this because until they really make deals, there's nothing to see here. And anyways, moving on. So I'm gonna get rid of SPY. Nobody asked me about SPY, please. Not a whole lot of volume for this thing, but that's a nice little pop. Interesting. Yeah, let's see if we get a dip and then a breakout. Anyways, yeah, so $1.20 resistance there. PRPH with the pop as well. How's SPY doing, Tony? Like it belongs in the garbage. Garbage. Yeah, that pop would have been really nice for some puts. Um, I'm sure some of you guys are still watching, holding JNVR. This thing just needs to clear $20 and close above $20. Can I get stock soon? What do you think? I honestly don't know. It looks like it's kind of consolidating, right? So maybe this is a gamble that's worth playing with, right? If you do that, just make sure it doesn't break below 540 and you're fine, right? So if you have a really tight stop loss, you might just be okay, you know. So just be aware though that now that it's a micro penny stock like this, I bet you the next thing that's coming is we are doing a split, right? And then it goes to 3 cents. But for now though, it's consolidating, right? It's holding about 5 cents. If you play with this, make sure it's a smaller position and it doesn't break below that. Because if it does, yeah, there's really no hope. And then JNVR again still looks okay. It just needs to break out. So watch a dollar support here for MKDW, or just let it sell off and consolidate, right? I say $1 just because it's a psychological level, but really, you want to see that thing come back and play around with the 20, right? That's the grandparents level. So, but again, that whole range, right, from $1 to 95 cents. See if it consolidates at that level. If not, then we have the 200 EMA, which don't think we're gonna get there. But and if we do, then that's quite the sell off. Quite the sell off. Yeah, so this one needs to because the volume isn't amazing, it needs to dip and then break out. DHAI. We never obviously got a breakout on this one, guys. Right for NWTG, they just never broke out. So, like I said earlier, support is closer to 240. See what I mean? Like this is just unnecessary, like SPY is crushing now because of that additional 50% tariffs on China. This is what I mean. Like there's making deals and then there's being stupid, and this to me is being stupid. Don't you know? Anyways, back to JNVR. So pushing for $20. Pushing for $20. That's a very nice pop. Yeah. And clearly, again, the market shouldn't be having a reaction like that. But the market makers are taking advantage of it as well, right? So there goes $21, guys, for JNVR. Yeah, JNVR is halted up. JNVR halted up. MKDW is still just consolidating. So for now, onions, it's a JNVR and then MKDW trying to consolidate at the grandparents level, right? So that 95 cents actually we came very close to testing it and then popped back above $1. So this area for MKDW, that's the level we were talking about, right? So kind of it's getting a little bit slower, but looks like it's holding it for now. And then again, obviously this one's halted up. Hold it up. Maybe BJDX will yeah, BJDX is actually moving off that as well now too. So it's almost like all of these names from the morning, they're like, you know what? We want to go again. The market's going back to the abyss. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So $8.50 retest level there. 8.50. That thing is about to go beg the ancestors. It's like, please, I'll be good. I'll be a good baby. Yeah, so 8.50 then. You're getting enter, JB. What did you buy this thing at? What did you enter this thing at? Let me know. Mm. 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 You left it a long time ago. Yeah, I mean it sold up to a potential like demand zone, right? And then started bouncing. So it looked horrible for a long time, horrible for a long time, and then came back. So, anyways, again, MKDW now needs to get back above the 9 EMA and close above it. That we might be ready to push for $1.20 again. Needs to get back above Z9. Mm, there you go. JV, I promise not to judge. Come on, tell me, what did you buy that thing at? So no second curl yet for DHAI. And then again, obviously, this 200 is going to be a bit of a magnet for resistance and support. So, $8.50, Tony. Yet to break above the 200, the 9 EMA here for MKDW. So it needs to curl and close back above, but it is holding that 20 EMA. And then JNVR still halted up. Uh, no, no, no. There we go. $23 unhalted, guys, for JNVR. Woof. Woof, woof, woof. 2360. So almost 500% there. 500%. There it goes. 500. A bit of a curl here for DHAI now. So it really does need to break above 24 cents, and then it might be ready for a bit more. But yeah. uh, I just think, like, again, I just think I Azul. I don't think, like, the terrorists are the problem, to me at least, right? My opinion. I don't have a problem with all of that rubbish. You know, I think, again, for those guys, they know more than we do, right? and the people voted for them, right? Let them run the country. Um, and if another country has been taxing your country tariff wise for years and years and years, and you don't think it's fair, you know, and you want to put tariffs back, right? Makes sense. Cool, right? Don't mind, right? I just don't like the silliness. Stay off social media and stay on the no, stay off social media and stop with the rubbish. I just don't like the whole like unnecessary back and forth. Like we don't need the yeah, JNVR is halted up 542%. Just my opinion. Yeah, see, this is what I mean, Martinez, right? Like he just said we're gonna, he's going to tariff China 50% by the ninth. 10 minutes ago, that doesn't drop the tariffs, you know. Yeah, but always necessary. Yeah, like I said, don't mind the, like just send them a warning, do it over there. It doesn't need to be done on social media, right? There's no need for the markets to be reacting, like every 2 seconds like that. Pyro, 50%. Yeah, yeah. PEV with a bit of a pop there. DHAI is breaking above that high, by the way. So if you notice these alerts, right, most of the time that pop, the second push. So you can always wait for that second push if you're not sure. MKDW is trying to get back above that 9 EMA. So hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. As we wait for the crackhead stock to be unhalted. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Yeah. Clint? Yeah. uh, 2571. There you go. You missed your entry for JNVR. Yep. It's a bit difficult now. It's always going to be complicated when you're buying something that isn't breaking out, right, or isn't dipping. So whether that was this dip or that was a break above $20, right? It's always going to be difficult. So, did anybody buy the dip on SUNE? Anybody take the gamble or right? Again, like it looks like it's consolidating. The only downside is, will anybody trust this garbage now to take a gamble? Especially when it has no volume and it's just sitting there. You did, okay, yeah. As long as you have a tight stop loss, just have a tight stop loss. Is my position. Yep. Yep. It's trying though. Like it's trying to hold the base there. Yeah. Okay. Give us the on holds, Jane. Wasn't this a Juneteenth stock, JNVR? For some reason I thought it was. You have 2,000 shares, Austin, at 63 cents. Oh, like okay, yeah, yeah. So you're like off the bottom, yeah. I was about to cry for you, Austin. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, that's not too bad at all, right? You bought it at minus 70 something percent, so that's not bad. Just make sure you have a really tight stop loss, and if it breaks below, just get rid of the garbage. Uh, there goes the on hold, guys. Oh my days, $28, guys. My goodness, fish. What an absolute monster, JNVR. $29, 600%. Okay, they need to add the stock to the S&P 500, by the way. If we had the stock in there, the markets wouldn't be crashing like this, right? Right. $29. The other one I mentioned earlier was PEV, right? So PEV, when the alert went off the bot, right? Looks like it's tapping the highs of the day there, so that's good. 26. Yeah. So, but that thing has a lot of resistance at 40 cents though, so I'd be careful. Way too close to resistance on these wicks. So just be careful. Anyways, moving on. We'll halt it up again, guys. For JNVR. JNVR halted up again. Whew. What a beautiful stonk. Uh, there you go. Yeah, this thing is definitely saving us from the blood in the market. Saving us. Yep. All the monies, yeah, halted at 29.14. Yeah, you do. You do need to be careful. Yeah. Um, if a stock is halting up really easily like this, it's gonna halt down really easy as well. So yeah, just be careful. Right? Like I said earlier, the easy entry was either on the dip or the breakout, right? Like if you notice that there's resistance right here, so again, there's resistance at $20, right? Which is obvious, right? And then it fails again. The break and close above is, if you want to FOMO, that's the easy entry, right? The break of resistance and close above, right? After it starts pumping like this, it becomes a bit more complicated. Because at that point, you just have to FOMO, like, oh, we're breaking $25. Let me try and FOMO, right? Stuff like that. But that's going to be up to you. Exactly, Pablo. Exactly. Exactly. Uh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. The markets could be going to the abyss, and we would still be here, trying to cook. Na 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 na. Kofi, that's a really nice plan. Okay. And got busy with work, Clint. Yeah, that's annoying. That is annoying. Uh, you did DP. Good, 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 good. As long as you're making monies, then that's all that matters, right? As long as you're making monies, that's all that matters. Can you imagine if we weren't making monies with momentum stocks? We'd be complaining a lot. um, yeah, let me take a look. I never really set an alert on a rep, right? But we knew, again, a rep at some point. A rep is halted up. It's still down 30%. You did, Clint? DP? Woof. What did you play with? Did you buy some spy puts or what? What did you do? What did you do? Oh, na 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 na. What did you do? Let us know. Doo-doo. Doo, 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 doo. BJDX actually came back again and retested that 750 again. So you see how that 200 EMA is acting as resistance now, though, right? So again, initially it bounced off that level, but as soon as it breaks below the magic ancestor line, right? So at some point, if it can break and retest and hold, that's good, right? But yeah, so that level is forever going to be resistance until it's broken. But yeah, for now, it's holding that 750 demand already. And then again, a rep is halted up after consolidating in the demand zone. It's also going to have some resistance at 1350, which is the 200 EMA as well. Okay, let's go back. So on halted, guys, and halted down. JNVR is halted down at 26.23. Alrighty, so $30 psychological resistance, just like we did at 20. Remember the first time we got to $20, guys? This was $20, right? The first time, slap, right? So these psychological levels are a real thing, righty? So $30 and then dipskis, right? So this is what I mean. Like if you're randomly buying these pumps on the way up like this, you just have to understand that you're taking a really big risk and it could drop at any point. You know, at any point it could drop. DW is still looking okay. It actually ran to $1.14 and then came back down. So if we can get some higher lows here. You know what we should have done earlier is we should have used this last level as a consolidation level. This level on the left hand side here. That works perfectly, doesn't it? Right? Almost like a double bottom. Right? So I don't like candles like this though, like the ones that spike all the way up. But for now, again, just watch for higher lows for MKDW if you're still playing with it. MKDW. And then obviously a rep is still halted. Still halted. Okay, let me see what you guys are doing in the options channel. Laura, what are you guys doing in there? I'm just reading. La, 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 la. Already, term trading abuses tomorrow, April 8th. Tomorrow is April 8th. The United States will impose additional tariffs on China of 50%, effective April 9th. Anyways, yeah. What happens if it hits zero, Jay? It's not gonna hit zero. It's gonna hit 0.001, 0.0001, 0.00000, you know, and then they're gonna do a split, is what they're gonna do, or get delisted, right? So, yeah, stocks don't hit zero unless they go bankrupt and they get removed. Alrighty. Rep is on halter too, by the way, and that mighty 200 EMA, right? The grandparents line, right? Magic white line, ancestor. But yeah, again, when it drops like that, you already know it's garbage. SUNE. Is really a SUNE at 4 cents now, Saman? That's what I said earlier, right? Like if you buy that thing, you have to put a really tight stop loss. The stock has already shown you that it's capable of disaster, right? Like look at this. It's capable of, a lot of violence, right? So when it makes new lows, you have to get rid of it. Stocks making new lows are probably going to keep making new lows unless something else changes. Minus 77%, guys. From 54 cents to 4 cents in one day. Honestly, Pablo, that's what I mean, right? Just do 100% in China and call it a day. That's what I'm saying. Like, just get it done and call it a day. Like, we're not, you know. I'm not judging too much. Just get it done and call it a day. That's it. And then the markets can crash, and then we can start coming back. You know, we're kind of over the non-stop social media stuff. At least I am. I don't know about you guys. Josh isn't over it, but that's because Josh is buying all the dipskis. You know, but yeah. Soon is gone to the abyss, Josh. Straight to the abyss. You're loving all the dips? Yeah, absolutely. If your dollar cost averaging, you're loving the dipskis. Uh oh, box. Yeah, box D basically. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. There we go. Yep. It's a bit of a lesson, Pablo. Anyways, MKDW is still holding the 90-cent demand zone, and then JNVR still holds it down. Yeah, I see that one going up the scanner there in Discord, Tony. ARTV. ARTV. You missed the entry? Yeah. Yeah, let me take a look at that alert from the bot there though. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that alert went off at 11:39. 11:39 is the when the alert went off. 11:39 is this candle right here. Under breakout actually, which is nice. Right? Resistance, double top, breakout. That's when the alert went off. So from 370 to $4.70. Right? Yeah, and then NDRA as well. So NDRA with the alert as well. My goodness, there's so many alerts going off. So many alerts going off in the in Discord. Let me take a look. NDRA, because that one went off around the same time as well, right? And then pop 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 pop. Rep is still dipping from that 200 EMA, right? So clearly resistance. Again, the white line, if you're below it, it's always going to act as resistance. Alrighty. ARTV is trying to push for that 470 again, and then JNVR still halted. Still halted. Back to AR. Oof, my goodness. The ARTV just hit new highs of the day. Did anybody FOMO into that alert, guys? Anybody? Anybody FOMO in on that on that alert? Dang. Uh let's see here. Mm-mm-mm. It chilled. It really is. It really is. There's a lot of volatility. Okay. Yeah, you can kind of tell like those candles are really struggling to hold above $4.70. Hmm. 42, 42. Let me take a look at SBET. It seems to be having some unusual volume. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, SBET does seem interesting actually. Yeah, that thing needs to give us some dipskis. JNVR is on halted again, guys. Still at 26 though. Looks like just a retest of the 9 for now. Virus! You missed a whole bunch of chaos, Virus. You missed a whole bunch of chaos. Are you just waking up? You missed chaos, Virus. You would have cooked on some SPY options, by the way. You would have cooked today. Cooked. MKDW. MKDW still looks like it's hmm. MKDW. NVIDIA. Mm, how can SUNE drop this low when they had illegal shorting? I don't get what. Yeah, I mean probably can it, Erica? Probably. They sold some shares and the offering closed, so I bet you whoever they sold those shares to shorted the stock, right? And then started dumping the stock, on the market. So that's why offerings scare people, because they're not just selling shares at a diluted price. They're doing some crazy things behind the scene as well. So yeah. No, 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 na 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 na. Mm. A lot of volatility. Good morning, Stephanie. Will it rebound? Will it I put in $500. It's down to 47. $500 in what? I don't understand. 500. Where did you put $500 in? I don't understand. SUNE? Oh my goodness. So you invested $500 today in SUNE, right? And it's down to $47. This is what I mean, guys. Like people are so willing to, Stephanie, as an example to you and everybody else, people are so willing to put money in the market and lose that money, but not willing to invest in themselves. Like not willing to invest in education and like it's wild. Like I I don't get it sometimes, don't get it, but that's just me. You lost $500 just like that, right? If you were a member or if you had a one-on-one, you never would have been in that position. If you'd watched any educational videos in Discord, you never would have been in that position. You know, again, invest in yourself is all I can say. Anyways, I'm watching MKDW here. I want to see if that thing can break back above the chrono because it's being annoying. Yep, but again, only if you diamond handed. Only if you diamond handed. That thing just keeps going back and forth, but not really breaking above the chrono. Anything else moving? Actually, JNVR is popped again, right? So that 9 EMA held, and it's gone back up and halted at $28. Yeah, you are afraid of success. Prove me wrong. It kind of seems like that, doesn't it? You know, wild, wild. People will blindly put in $500 in the market, $1,000, $10,000, and just sit back and wait, and then watch the money go to the abyss, right? But to learn how the market works, like, hey, what's a stop loss? What can I recharge so I can understand what's happening, right? Nope, none of it. Yeah. Josh, yep, yep. That's why they say 90% of traders lose because of all of that. So and Stephanie, it's not just you. Like I've seen people do it with way bigger amounts of monies, way bigger amounts. Mm, 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 mm. Way bigger amounts. What's Discord? Discord is just the community, right? The community that we hang out in. From trade ideas to education to group classes to whatever else. I've seen someone lose 200K on Reddit. Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Virus. What's the Discord name? You have to become a member on YouTube before you get the Discord link, the invite link. So if you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots. You have to become a member on YouTube first. Alrighty. So click the link, become a member, join the legend or the gold level, depending on what you need, and then you get the link. Let's go, Troy. Troy, in this market, in this chaotic market, very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, MKDW is looking like it doesn't want to run. Like it's almost lost the volume. Like yeah, it has good support at this price. Like it has really good support at this price, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't have the volume to break above the chrono though, right? But somehow it's still holding that support though. Somehow it's still holding. There we go. Finally, there we go. There we go. Is that thing gonna hold $1 though? Is it gonna hold $1? We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. The bottom of that candle. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Come on, give me a pop. Give me a pop. Give me a pop. Give me a pop. My goodness. Is that thing annoying? It's like, nope, you shall not pass. We're gonna need Josh to make a phone call. Hello? This is Nancy Pelosi? Yeah. Don't call Trump, please. Because you call him, he's gonna put a tariff on the stock. And then it's gonna be at 0.000002 cents. Yeah, it's forming a bit of a downtrend then now, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I just needed to close above $1, but I can't seem to do it. Not yet, at least. That's when you buy? No. No thanks. No thanks. I want it to go now. Uh, Dang, they really destroyed SUNE. My goodness. Uh, Best offer offering of 4.3 million shares, $1.15, along with offering is a part of it. Yeah. All over the place. Austin? I know, I know, I know. Yeah, that's painful. You live and you learn, though. You live and you learn. Right? The mark is always finding ways to teach you. Part of a trading group with experience in different educational videos available right away. Absolutely, virus. Yeah, that's a good way to explain it because people never really understand what Discord is. Unhalted. Damn, look at JNVR, guys. $31. $31. 700% on that thing. Wow. It's super volatile too, though. Super, super volatile. Super, super volatile. Okay. There we go. All I want for Christmas is a boomski. Can we do that MKDW, or are you just gonna keep playing games around $1? Just gonna keep playing games here now. By the way, JNVR is halted down. And listening, JB. Okay, sounds good. Keep it. Yeah, let's go. Come on now. The only stock that I'm in right now is MKDW, so I needed to go boomskis. 102. Give me boomskis. Give me boomskis, MK. There we go. Listen, I need boomskis. Yeah, yeah, listen to me. Give me more boomskis. That thing goes up and it looks so promising, and then it's like, okay, we're coming back down. Up and down. Look at that, right? Back to $1. Ridiculous candles. Creole, ridiculous candles is is what's happening here. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Look at that. And those idiots just hit my stop loss. Unbelievable. I see now I'm glad at least I moved. Oh, yup. See why stop loss is important, guys? See why? Boo is right. Right. So we bought that thing at 94 cents, right? So 94 cents and then moved the stop loss back above 94 cents. But then it just kept failing at 105. Yeah. But it's a good thing that it hit the stop loss though, right? Like look at this. 84 cents now. Can you imagine not having one? Like what if it doesn't come back? You know what I mean? Right? All of them, Paul, all of them. Virus, did you see actually it's halted down. This is why it's important to have a stop loss, guys, right? And move it up. Alrighty. So did you see the spike go from 480 to 523 and then crash back? Chaos. Yeah. So that thing's halted down, guys. Again, importance of having stop losses, right? No 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 no. Ayo, Monty, you're buying everything? Fire sale? Just make sure you don't buy everything. Buy the right things, please. Chilled? Absolutely. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Hmm. Interesting. There goes WCT. See what I mean, though? Like, we said this earlier, right, guys? Like, keep an eye on WCT. This stock doesn't want to die. This thing just doesn't know when to die. You know, it keeps going from 30 cents to 40 cents, 30 cents to 40 cents, and it's done it again just now. Uh, no, 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 no. Okay, perfect. Uh, 13. Okay. Virus sounds good. See, everybody just Virus doesn't want to see the markets, guys. He's like, you know what, guys? Let me go get a workout. Yeah. Mm, like to above halted stock did good on J. Do you like my IDM? Ghost Wind. I'm not sure I understand your idea. Not sure I understand your idea. But if it's working, then that's a good thing. That's all that really matters, you know. Uh, is it going again? Yeah. Are you still in this thing, Romeo? Mm, 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 mm. You are? Okay, good. Mm, yeah, the only problem with that though, Ghost, is sometimes it on halts way higher than the current halt price. Don't think you want that, you know? Um I can kind of see what you're saying, right? And also it depends on the amount of times it's been halted, because sometimes, yeah, it really just depends. Um, but yeah, try it. If it's working, then that's good. If price goes up, yeah, absolutely. That's why you're using the buy stop, right? So yeah, it seems like an interesting idea. Seriously, Troy. Seriously. Uh, yeah, exactly. The first halt is usually the best one. Yeah. See my question above. Is there any ways to make money here other than buying the penny stock, Stephanie? Yeah. Yep. 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 I mean, JNVR is not a penny stock, right? That thing's been running all day today with the breakouts, right? Dipping and breaking out. Like, this is not a penny stock, right? NWTN isn't Romeo's in this one. It's not a. I mean, technically, it's a penny stock, right? Because it's below $5, but it's not below a dollar, right? Um, ARTV had a really good run, right? And then filled at $4.80. So I think again, you just you can you just don't have the tools. Then so I think you're just throwing monies away. Yeah, exactly, Josh. So you can futures, options, right? Crypto as well. So BON. How did LXEH get to $28? Was it a split? Must have been a split. Must have been a split. And then obviously MKDW. Again, this is why it's important to have that stop loss, guys. Right? Very very important. Because it looked like it wanted to break out and give us boom skis, but no, right? It just had to come back down. So exactly, exactly. Yep, there it goes. Right, and now it's not really consolidating, right? So maybe it wants to come back and retest the 200 EMA. In it, bruv. The recipes. And again, WCT is still failing at 40 cents. So I don't know what this thing's deal is, but if nothing else, if you just set an alert for a break of 40 cents, maybe, right? Set an alert for a breakout on WCT. TradingView says we're doing some brief maintenance. Alerts will be back soon. Thank you for your patience. So it looks like you can't even set alerts on TradingView. Ghost, good. Yep, good. JNVR is unhalted. It obviously halted down. So usually when it's halted down, it continues in that direction, at least initially, right? So and it's halted down again. Alrighty. Uh, or doo, doo, doo. Yep, it is. But what it did was it just came back to resistance or Creo already. So we were talking about this 325 level in the morning, right? And then it sold off all day, and played with the 200 and double bottom, and then came back. So 325 is your resistance up there for NWTG. Yeah, NWTG. Yep. So let's see if it can break above it this time. Depends what's happening at $20. Is it a good entry? Are you green for the day? Still, you're green for the day, right? So it depends what's happening at $20, right? If it gets to $20 and you see it crashing, then don't buy it. But if it's holding $20, then yeah, right? With the stop loss, of course, right? Protect your money. Use stop losses. Alrighty. There goes. Ooh, that thing said thanks. You're absolutely green. Good, 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 good. So make sure you protect that money, please. Make sure you protect the monies. So this candle needs to close above 325. It broke above it, but that doesn't count, right? It never counts if it doesn't close above it. Yeah, only for a bit. Yeah. So it looks like it will though. That was some really good volume coming in there, right? It looks like it will. So that candle has about another what? 4 seconds left on it, and they closed it right above it, and then pumped it. Right, the excitement that comes through after a candle closes above resistance, right? So that's what the next candle just did there. There we go. Good job, Romeo, by the way. What's your entry price, Romeo? Let's go, Harold. Welcome, 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 welcome. There goes 340 for NWTG. Whew, nice. Type in yes if you're holding NWTG. Um, Anyways, yeah, Harold, welcome to the community. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Your invite link should be under the community section on YouTube already. Community section. If you can't find it, just let me know and I'll send you one in the chat. Oh, you've been waiting. Oh, like it's an old position. Okay. Romeo, this is why. This is why though. You don't want to do that again, please. Right? Don't do that again. Right? So again, from 477, right? So 477. What happened if you put a stop loss at 450, Romeo? Right? And then we crashed all the way to $2 and you bought it back. Right? You only had to go up a little bit instead of like the stock going up 100% and you're still not break even. Yeah. Pablo, what happened? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Isn't that what Jim Cramer says? Booyah, Pablo, watching from Florida. Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer did say though the market was gonna go to the abyss more. So you got spooked. Okay. Do do. Since last Friday, yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah, it looks like for now that 350 psychological level is acting as resistance. By the way, JNVR is unhalted and it's holding that 20. Right? It's been holding the 20 like for quite some time now, since $14, right? So when I say the 20 in the kernel, basically this little red line here. So that seems to be the level that it's bouncing at. Right? So let's see if it can I know you were looking for $20. Let's see if it can stay above. It looks like it's already bouncing, right? $24 right there of that moving average. So from 24 to 26 to 27. So nice pop there. Another 60% Romeo. Hopefully it keeps going. If it can break about 315, then yeah. push for that $4. And again, my advice for you is you held this thing from 477 to $1 something. At this point, you don't want to make you want to you don't want to go back down to that level. So, um, getting smaller losses out of this is a good thing. That's okay. You've recovered some money, right? I would put a stop loss and start moving it up. Just in case it wants to go to the abyss. There goes JNVR, right? So back to $29. So again, this is why we have moving averages on here, because as much as we want to put give out levels, or as much as we want to predict where it's going to go to, the stock sometimes will just bounce off the moving averages, right? So yeah, it's fighting with this 350 here, NWTG. To $6, yeah, it's below the 200, right? Again, what the white line, right? Ancestry line. When you're below the ancestry line, even in heaven or in hell, they don't like you, right? So it's a bit of a problem, right? Bit of a problem. So again, early this morning though, it did dip to this pivot at $7, right? And then bounced. So $7, right? Maybe $7. It looks like it's aggressively bouncing off $7 actually as a double bottom, right? In the morning, it bounced off that line. So that's your final line in the sand there. $7 support. Final line in the sand. SBED looks like it curled a bit, huh? I think needs a bit more volume. This one might be with the unusual volume that's coming in. This one might be, if it performs into the close, it might be more of a swing play. SBET. SBETs. So it showed up on the scanner because it was an unusual volume play, right? Average volume is a million. Today it's 4.5 million. So even though it's only up 18%, so something to throw on the watch list. You don't see the link, Harold? Okay, I'll send you one then. I'll send you one for Harold. Harold, those links for you at the bottom of the chat, okay? So click the link and then follow the steps in the getting started already. Once you follow the steps, and then everything else will unlock. But you have to follow the steps first in the getting started channel. How can you scan for volume on TradingView? You set up a scanner. I have a scanner. You can set up a scanner with the exact rules you want. But it's also taken me a long time to. Pablo has also done that. Pablo has also shown how to do that, right? We've done a whole bunch of those again. Come join us in Discord. Austin, you signed up for the wrong level, by the way. You have to sign up for the Legend of the Goat. So just go back to the same link and upgrade. BON Mike, yeah, I see that one. 48% then. Yeah, another micro penny stock though, right? So BON. I'm just ignoring some of these names because they're just, again, super, super cheap, right? This one's below 10 cents. Like this one's been going out the scanner. I just haven't been paying attention to it. Anyways, JNVR is unhalted, guys, right? 29.50. That dip was nice. That 24 dip of the 20 was nice, nice, nice. Here comes $30 again. $30. A 3-day winning streak, Thomas. I like it. So Thomas says, thank you for the guidance. So far today, portfolio of 15%. I'm investing 39% and will walk away. Come on, Thomas. Give me a high five. Let's go. 3-day winning streak, Thomas. I like it a lot. Congratulations. Teamwork. NWTG. Yeah. Well done, skis. So that $30 is the level that it's struggling with here, JNVR. Again, welcome to the community, Thomas. Welcome. I'm glad you're doing well. La 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 la. I like it. Yeah, so Austin, you signed up for the wrong level. You just have to upgrade. The soda level doesn't give you access to Discord. Yeah, ATPC Samad, yeah, it popped a little bit there. BON though is pushing for 10 cents, like it's, trying to at least. Trying to. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Perfect. Mark. Hmm. 1, 2. Hmm. Uh, I'm just looking at my one-on-one calendar here. Copy. Abdu, is Abdu in the chat, guys? Hmm. Lalim. Abdul Lalim. Hmm. Let me know. Yeah, so there goes BON. Bit of a dip there. Ooh, that's a perfect pop actually. Look at BJDX, guys. Someone was asking for this in the chat, right? In Discord, actually. That $7 was perfect. I think it was Christo, maybe. Is it you, Christo? I think so. Yeah, so $7, perfect double bottom, and then pop to the 200, which is going to be resistance again, right? Yeah. Mm, okay, good. Yeah, make sure you stay green on that thing, though, Christo. Make sure you stay green on that thing, because $7 to $8 is a nice pop. And for some reason, we can't seem to break above $30 and close above it yet, except for that one little scammy candle. Well, one long scammy candle for JNVR. Still keeping an eye on SBED if it wants to, break out. MKDW, watch that 200 EMA there at 66 cents. Above it if it stays above. Yeah, it's halted down. Yeah, $26. T-Rexy, right? Too much stalling. On China if they do not withdraw the yeah, and then effective April 9th, Troy is what he said, I guess. Back to BJDX. BJDX just exploded. Oof. That's a very nice pop, actually. Very nice pop. But at the end of the day, though, that was more of a gamble trade, you know. That worked out really nicely. Demand zone double bottom, right? Boom skis. So 860. Best one for you, Samad? NWTG? Yeah. Yep. So 350 resistance still, though. But it is holding up really nicely. Doo, 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 doo. 350 resistance. And BON again, this is why I don't like some of these micro float ones, you know? Because I know they're just going to be pump and dumps. Penny stocks. Again, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please, and thank you. Smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel already. And if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots and come join us already. And actually, if you look to the left-hand side, as much as we're looking at that 200, there's also another nice little resistance pivot up there, right? At 860. So that's kind of where BJDX is failing at for now. Yeah. I can't. Yeah. That's okay, Crystal. I was just asking because you were asking earlier for the triple bottom, and we said no, $7 was the triple bottom, right? And it looks like NWTG is still failing. Can't seem to break it yet. It would be nice if it stayed above that higher low, though, like 310. That would be a good thing. MKDW looks like it's consolidating a little bit above the 200, so let's see if we can stay in cross back above the kernel. SBET, nothing there yet still. And then JNVR still halted. Halted down. Halted down. BJDX, come on now. Give us a breakout. But I should have gone in earlier, daily facts. Yeah, it was really nice. Like this run was really nice. That breakout was really, really good. And then obviously broke down, right? As soon as it broke down below that support there, don't play with violence, please. Right? And now it's still getting slapped. So below that kernel, still a problem. JNVR is unhalted. Which way is it gonna go now? Support at 2024, resistance at $30. Yeah, back to 28. It's not sure which way it wants to go here, but it's pointing to what's up. 28.66. 29. Going once, going twice, and sold. $29. Here comes that $30 again. Triple dip, but for sure. 29.20, 29.40, 29.60. Ooh. Maybe that $40 is gonna break this time. $30. Is anybody still holding JNVR in the chat? Anybody? Yeah, NWTG really struggled with that 350. So that resistance was quite obvious after a while, right? It just kept failing and failing and failing. So for now, your next little support zone will be 290 if we fail to close above this 50. Alrighty, so if we fail to close above 310, then we're looking for 290 there. Hopefully at that point the 9 and the VWAP catch up. And there goes $30. Yeah, there goes a $30 break. High of the day is 32.60. So if it breaks above that level, hold, open at 35, Samuel. BlackRock Larry Fink. There's a chance of potential interest rate hikes from Jerome Powell and the Fed in 2025. Are these guys just yapping now, or like what's going on? Honestly, I feel like everybody's just a clown at this point. We just went from talking about like potentially cutting rates 5 times to talking about potential rate hikes in 2025. Like, are these guys on drugs, or like what are they doing? Thank you, A. Thank you. Thank you. Yep, we just tapped 32 again, and here comes new highs. There goes new highs of the day for JNVR. 700%, guys, for JNVR. 700 on a day that the markets crashed and came back and crashed, came back, probably crashed again. 718% and halted up. Impressive, huh? There you go. No, Spy wishes it could cook like this, Tony. It wishes. Yeah. Maybe if Trump does 700% tariffs and the markets go to $1, then they can double to $2. But that's about it though. La 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 la. So yeah, we're sitting right on the 50 here, 50 EMA for NWTG, and then BJDX again. You can see that resistance right at the top there, 850, 860. Keep bouncing up until like go and crack. Like honestly, Dan, it's just ridiculous. I still don't get how we went from, anyways, I guess the news was fake news, so it makes sense why we would crash like that. And it kind of shows us, if they make deals, how quickly we could recover. But that's just ridiculous. How we went from 525, 580 to 523 all the way back to the abyss. In my mind, when I see stocks bouncing, Creo, yeah, exactly. Especially when you think of SPY or just the markets in general. No, 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 no. $42 million offering. Yep. Okay. Well, waiting for the on halts. Yeah, waiting for the on halt, and then I have 20 minutes left, guys, and then I have to go do some one-on-ones, and then we can continue on Discord. So 20 minutes, we're gonna hop off and go back to Discord. So again, if you're not a member yet, come join us. Kriya, what are you waiting for? Don't make me come find you, by the way. Views on bond, don't like it because it's a penny stock, but it's holding support at 640. Alrighty, 640, 640, 640. 200 EMA on. So if it can stay above that 640, then yeah, that's okay. BJDX, yeah, still failing at resistance. MKDW, did you play with it off the 200? Yeah, look at that, right? A little bit of consolidation of the 200 back to 76 cents, Samad. So, yeah, as long as, again, if you're not using this strategy already, add it to your toolbox, right? We keep talking about the 200 EMA, 200 EMA this, 200 EMA that, right? If a stock is consolidating up the 200 EMA, it maybe wants to give you like something at least, right? So MKDW is doing it, right? BON is doing it of the 200 EMA, right? What else is doing it? This one isn't doing it, right? WCT did it earlier and it's kind of doing it again, So it's yeah. Anyways. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm. All over the place, Tony. All over the place. All over the place. What can you do though, honestly? Absolutely nothing, you know? And on halted, guys, for JNVR. That's a bit of a silly halt candle. Is it halted down immediately? Yeah, it's halted down. Actually, no, it's not halted down. That was a glitch on my end. No, it's not halted. Hmm. It's just the way that I got stuck there. Yeah, there goes 32. So now it's going to push. Oof, there it goes. So just tap $35 exactly. $35 for JNVR. Yep. So Matt, what did you get in ad? SUNE is popping. There goes a break of $35. $35. And did you take your gains, Matt, or you're still in there? 65 sold at 77. Okay, good job. Well done. Yeah, it's fine that it broke above 80 cents. You made money. Look at these candles on this thing. Just spiking up and down like SPY. And there goes Dipski. So that 35 was a huge obstacle there. If these candles can keep closing about 30 cents to $30 though, it's gonna break 35. Like it's dipping and coming back so easily. So easily. There you go. Yeah. Look at that NWTG. Hopefully you guys took your gains on that thing. To the moon, Tony. To the moon. Are you home today, Tony? Soon. Monday off and Tuesday? Okay. That's not bad actually. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday are good days. Or like end of the week, you know? In the green today, just watching? Okay, good. Uh Paper trade in futures? Why? Because it was nice, Troy? Mm, 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 mm. No, not as much, Kriya. Not as much. I can usually see what I need to see. From I can usually see what I need to see from from the technicals. I love candles more than anything else. I don't trust anything more than candles themselves. Just because you can usually spoof stuff, like market makers do that quite a bit. Even on the candles, they do that. But the candles represent like actual monies. Like people putting their mouth where their money is at, right? Whereas me just looking at, it's nice to look at, but um, yeah. Then delete them exactly. That's my problem. So that is my problem. And I've seen large orders, like just get destroyed and the stock goes to the abyss. So I'd rather just focus on the technicals. Candles don't lie, not always. There's at least 10% of the time that candles lie. But it's better than anything else that we have. Like those scam candles. Breakout, and then you're like, oh my goodness, it's a breakout, straight to the abyss. Like, oh, the stock is crashing, it rockets back up. But usually those signs though, because the candle hasn't closed yet. Usually the signs are there. He accepts candle screenshots. Yes. Candles yet in to get there, Creo. Yeah, for sure. 8.6%. Okay. There goes $32 again. Come on, keep going. Yeah, so for now, again, watch that 200 EMA, right? For NWTG, anybody that's in this. So, I mean, it looks like it dipped below and then came right back above. So that 200 EMA is still holding. Still holding. And the for now, the only stock that's looking like it wants to cook is JNVR. At some point, BJDX needs to get back above that 850, 860 if it wants to cook. Or just come back to $7 again. True, 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 true. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Anything else that we like here? CHSN. Hmm, not really. There we go. Oh, they're about to hold that thing down if it keeps dropping like that. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. 10 more minutes, guys, and then I have a one-on-one. So let me know if you have any last questions, and then we will hop off and continue in Discord. Alrighty. Let me know if you have any last questions. Again, I thank you all for smashing the like. If you haven't already, take a second and smash a like. Hit that subscribe if you're new, and if you want to come join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot and become a member already. And then we will hop off and see if we can get some chaos. It is, unless something starts cooking, but yeah, it is. Otherwise, otherwise, they should be James. They should be. Anyways, JNVR is halted down, so they should be the big pipe, fat pipe IPO or something like that. Yeah. Again, I'll verify stuff tonight and tomorrow morning too. So yeah, JNVR is halted down. Let's see here. Yeah. So he's on the list, right? The only upcoming IPO for now. Expected date is the 8th, right? So that's tomorrow. So yeah, Wait. Does it say that really? That doesn't seem right, does it? 740,000 shares? Is that it? Hmm. See, that's a good thing and not a good thing, you know? When it's that low, you know that these guys were trying to sell shares and they just couldn't sell, you know? They just couldn't get people to buy the damn shares. And but at the same time, it's such a low flow that if it has a lot of hype and it opens, you know, closer to the IPO price, it could cook a little bit, you know? Hmm. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Let me look at IPO scoop as well. The 7th. Uh, Interesting. Yeah, so these two are the two that we were excited about, right? The hot pots and the fat pipe. These two. So FATN is coming out tomorrow. Still to be confirmed. And then HPOT, I think it was. You know, there isn't a date yet. No date yet on that thing. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow. Yeah, I keep sailing at that 850, 860. Tony. Ridiculousness. And then there goes MKDW. So that 200 was a really nice spot, actually. I would like to know in which. I don't MCK. I don't understand your question. I would like to know in which. Don't understand. Anyways, there goes a retest of 90 cents. A retest. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow. That's what I mean, right? So FATN hasn't really been confirmed yet, right? Saying we're expecting it to come out tomorrow and actually, you know. So I'll look at the SEC filing and see if they've actually, you know, yeah. I would like to know which order to select the videos or Discord to read. So go to the new trader education channel in Discord, scroll all the way to the top and start from there. MCK. Right. So there's a channel that's called New Trader Education underneath the education tab. Go all the way to the top and start from the top and start slowly coming. It's gonna take you some time, right? But that's fine, right? So just and then slowly start coming down, 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 down. 13.77. Yeah. Uh, uh, Noir. Criminals. Thank you, Troy. I'll take a look. I'll take a look. Any last questions, guys, before we hop off? Any last questions or no? Any last questions? JNVR is halted up again. Like, it's I don't get why it's halting in the same range, honestly. Just a bit silly, but yeah, it's halted up again. $31 basically. So just keep going back and forth. BJDX just has so much resistance at 850, 850, 860, right? Uh, uh, have a wonderful day as well as you. Samad, what's the best time to trade? Depends. Um, like like an hour to 2 hours before the market opens, and like what, 15 minutes after the open, and then after hours can be nice too. So it depends. Coconut cookies. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Sounds amazing, Troy. Alrighty, all. We're gonna leave it here for the day, though. See you, CM. See you later. We're gonna leave it here for now. We're gonna continue in Discord, obviously. If anything else shows up, we're gonna be ready to cook. Alrighty. So have a wonderful rest of the day. Be safe. Like I said, if you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat. And if you can't find the link, just send me an email, hottradesx@gmail. Um, alrighty. Take care, everybody. And then we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow? See you tomorrow. Okay, bye, guys.